Morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you for coming today. Originally I was supposed to give the message today, but Heaven had another plan. We had this inspiration recently. A couple people returned from Korea. Sorry. So Anna and Koji just returned from Korea. We're giving them a round of applause there. They just received the holy marriage blessing in Korea, together with, how many other couples were there? Don't know. We lost count now. So, anyways, hundreds, at least hundreds, maybe thousands around the world. So, for those of you that are new here, the marriage blessing ceremony was started by our Father Moon and Holy Mother Han. We know them as true parents. So if you hear the term true parents today, that's who we're talking about. Really, because they are like our spiritual parents to this community. They built it. They started this church in 1960. They started the marriage blessing movement in 1960 with their marriage, and from there they went from 3 couples being married together, centered on God, together with each other, symbolizing we are the commitment that we are going to offer our marriage for the sake of God and for the sake of each other, for the sake of the world. So that's the spirit behind the marriage blessing ceremony. And so they began in 1960, and throughout their life, incredible activities. If you're new here, you should hear all their different activities and accomplishments that they made. Father Moon passed away in 2012. Holy Mother Han is still with us today, and she is an amazing, incredible woman of God, and she's known as the only begotten daughter. She's someone that has been called by God, and really, as you can see in her life and her lifestyle and in the movement that she's created, that she truly is sent by God. So let's give them a round of applause for their incredible efforts and investment into this world. So we're going to be hearing about the testimonies from Koji and Anna today. So they just came back from Korea, and they're going to be talking about their journey, but also their future vision for their marriage. And through these testimonies, I think you'll get an idea of really what the marriage blessing is about. And I think it'll also be a reminder for all of those that may be older that why I received the marriage blessing and what God wants to continue doing through my marriage. So I hope that it can be an encouragement and inspiration for everybody. So without further ado, we'll welcome up our first testimony giver, Anna Slezakova. Let's welcome up Anna.
Good morning, everyone. Wait, let me see your faces. It's been a long time. Yeah, I missed you. Yeah. Yeah. On one hand, part of me didn't want to come back because I didn't want to separate with my husband, but another part of me, looking at all of your faces, I am happy to be back. So today I would like to share my blessing testimony. So I'm going to share about my experience, but also about my journey up until this point. How did I get to this point? And but before I start my testimony, I would like to thank all the brothers and sisters and amazing aunties and uncles that on behalf of me and my husband Wonsak, for all your support, not only external, which was huge, but also internally for all your prayers and love and wishes. So thank you so much. I couldn't be here without you guys, so thank you. So to get started, 15 days ago, the 2nd of May 2026, I got blessed. Yeah. And yes, these are some pictures from the day. So you can see we met Pastor Robert. He looks so happy. I know he probably was tired too, but yeah. And then one of the best things about the blessing was that I could get blessed with so many of my friends, and we could have this special day together, which was, yeah, interesting and so joyful. And also, yeah, you can see my family could come, which was great. And yeah, so that was our blessing day. Um, I was tired because as those of you who got blessed know, you usually don't sleep during the night because you get prepared and you're nervous and stuff. So I was tired, but the whole day felt like a dream to me. Yes, it was dream come true. And then just for those of you that don't know, I would like to introduce who who my husband is, because maybe most of you haven't met him. So my husband, it's interesting to say he's my husband, but yeah, his name is Wonsok Lee. Is this guy? He's 25 years old, and he's half Korean, half Filipino, and he was born and raised in Korea, and he's now also on a mission in Albania, and he likes singing, sports, technology, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, and he's also planning to maybe come on in August to say hi to all of you, so you can meet him. Yeah. Yes. So, and yeah, so now I would like to start our story, our journey of our matching of our blessing. So, yeah. So how did we meet? How did I get to know this guy? It was because we were classmates. Actually, it was kind of simple, but yeah. So maybe most of you know, but for those of you that don't know, I graduated from school in Korea. It's called Sunwon University, and I studied theology together with other major too, but my main major was theology, and I was part of a program that's called Universal Peace Academy, which is which is a program that people apply to if they want to continue doing a mission in the church or some kind of they want to help in the church in some way. So that's the program that I was attending and that he also joined. So, but before we ever talked and we ever met, I had this experience. Just when I was thinking back about my journey, I recalled this moment when I was in my second year of college. I was walking in the campus, and I just remember like thinking, because just one detail, UPA, our program, there's a rule for us to be able to focus on the program. We are not getting blessed or matched or have any process or while we are in the program before we graduate. So yeah, but I was thinking in that moment when I was walking in the campus, for some reason I felt like this is the time. If I wasn't in UPA, I feel like this would be the time I would get blessed, or I felt something ripen in my heart. I guess, I don't know, and maybe how to describe that feeling. It was I felt like I had something to give to another person, or I felt ready to give love to someone. Yeah. So maybe not externally like money and stuff, but I felt ready in my heart. But yeah, but the reality was that that was not happening for some time. But yeah, and then actually Wonsok, my husband, he was doing a his military course. So that's why he entered UPA a bit later. So he entered a bit after this experience of mine. But we never really talked and we weren't really close until our third year of university. And we ended up in the same team. And yeah, so actually, sorry, I'm nervous. But yeah, yeah. So some people ask me like, so how did I know, or like how did it happen, like how did I decide or something like this, that this is the person. But honestly, even when I try to think about it and like make it into like logical words or something, it doesn't really work. I feel like it's difficult to explain in logical terms, but I felt quite quickly and quite clearly that this person is special and that he didn't come into my life. It wasn't a coincidence that we met. And I felt it a few times, and also I felt this sense of peace and connection that I never felt with anyone else. And but externally, for me, it wasn't an option to think about the blessing or something like that. Like maybe the furthest that I could think about was that he was a good friend. He's gonna be a good friend of mine. But then, it was because all kinds of concepts that I had, I think. Because if you're a UPA cadet, you cannot get blessed right away. You have to wait for a long time. And also because both of you do mission work, it doesn't make as much money. And all kinds of these things that I already made a wall. When I thought about this, it was an option for me. But then I remember one day, I was kind of reflecting, and I just realized I like was able to look beyond these concepts, and I realized, actually, no, I think this is the person. I had this feeling that I didn't have to block what God was showing me. That's what I felt. And then, so the next step, right when I had this idea, I told it to my parents, because that's the culture in our church, that we because we receive this blessing not from ourselves but from God, and parents who represent God, or who are the connecting line to God, are the ones that we report this to, or that we talk about this with. So so that was what I did. So just in short, this event that happened was kind of quick or short time, and so I knew quite quickly or naturally, oh, this is the person, like this. I know it's weird to explain, but that's how I felt. And but actually, more than these kinds of things that happened in such a short time, what happened afterwards, the season of waiting, which was really long, was what actually I feel like defined my journey towards the blessing. So so no matter how sure I was, or how strongly I felt this is the right thing to do, the external environment was that we could not start a process, or we could not approach each other in this way. Maybe for more than 1 year, there was still more than 1 year left until we could even approach our families in this way. And then there was 1 more year left until we could get blessed after that. So so the season of waiting, during that time, what I did was I tried to focus on my studies and on my mission, and I took it as a time of Cheongso, of offering conditions. And the purpose of this time was to offer it fully to God in this time. So we didn't really talk with my now husband back then. So it was a time to reflect by myself, and to pray, and to offer conditions. And and for some reason it might sound like okay, because you found the person, you just wait a bit, do other stuff, just and then you get blessed. But for some reason this time was kind of special for me. It was not easy for me for some reason. Yeah, so here I found this quote. It's Isaiah 41:10, and it says, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Like this. So God is saying, do not be afraid because I am with you. But the problem in this time for me was that I was very afraid, and I was, I was very anxious for some reason. So externally, I was studying hard, and I was, sorry. I was doing my best. But something deep inside, I felt this this fear that was difficult for me to understand at that time. Yeah, and of course there were many reasons why this time could be difficult or challenging, but when I thought about it more deeply, I realized the real reason why I think I was struggling was because there was something missing in the relationship between me and God, and that was, I think, genuine trust. So, so in this time, I started to ask myself a question that I didn't know I had to ask myself. Do I really trust Heavenly Parents' love for me? Or do I really trust that the Heavenly Parent wishes the best for me, that He's gonna take care of me? And I think my personality, it's easy for me to take things into control and to do my own responsibility, stuff like that. But for some reason, trusting God's portion of responsibility, or trusting that God is gonna do His part, was really difficult for me. So in that time, I realized that I had this missing piece in my life of faith. That in my head, I believed in God of love, that God is my parent, but in my heart, I didn't truly believe that. So True Mother says that in the face of difficulty or confusion, ask your heart. Your Heavenly Parent who loves you resides deep in your heart. So in this time, I felt like my mission was to find this trust towards God. And my parents would tell me to entrust everything into God's hands. That was what I was supposed to do in that time. And and as I said, that was for some reason really difficult for me. And I think it was the first time in my life that I felt like I found something, or I received something so precious to me from God. I was sure that I received this from God, and but I felt like if I don't hold on to it, if I don't have control over it, then God is gonna take it away from me. For some reason, I had this weird fear in my head. And then, but the blessing is not something that I take. It's something that I'm supposed to receive from God. So, I was working on me, letting go and trusting God. And, and then I was calling once with my mom, and she told me, maybe this is your Isaac. She said, "This is your Isaac." And so that's why I would think about the story a lot. How Abraham, he didn't have a baby for a long time, and he really wanted a baby, a child. And then when he was really old, he got this son, this miracle child. And he loved him more than anything else. And God also loved the child, Isaac, more than anything else. But then God gave him commandment, offer your only child that you love. And when I was thinking about it, I was struggling because it didn't make sense to me. I felt um, like it was God's dream that Abraham has a family and that God creates his nation through his son, right? So and then I was thinking, it also doesn't make sense for in my situation, stuff like that. I was like comparing, but then what I realized is that the point of the story, at least for me, was not how much it didn't make sense or how Abraham was insanely obedient to God, but I felt like the point of the story for me was that God did not take away Isaac in the end, and God never meant to take away Isaac from Abraham. And yeah, and I'm sure that after he told Abraham to not touch his son, it's okay, leave him, that that he was weeping together with them. And yeah, so so I felt that God, sometimes it's easy for us to have this deep concept of God as a God that loves us conditionally, or God that punishes us for a mistake that we did. But what I found in this time of waiting was that God has always loved me, and God knows my heart the best, and He's not here to break my heart or to make me suffer or to punish me or something like that. So there was, I think the time, before my matching process was, it was not easy, but I felt like it really reshaped my relationship with God that I didn't know I needed. So, yeah, and then, and then, okay, yeah, and then March 1st, 2025. We got our commitment ceremony, yeah. So yeah, so it was a happy day. But then we had another year to go be apart, do mission by ourselves. There was also a time that I felt like God was trying to teach us or help us grow in certain ways before we get blessed. And then a year after that, we got blessed. Yeah. So, yeah. And now we have another year left now. Yeah, but yeah, but yeah, but what I learned and what I feel from what I've experienced is that sometimes we don't understand the seasons that God is giving us, or but God has a reason, and He will show us in the end, and it is worth it. Yes. That's what I took from my journey. And also, before I finish, I want to talk a bit about the future, about the vision that we have for our family. And I could think about 3 things. So, and I want to proclaim them in front of you today so that you can keep me accountable. Yes. And the first thing, my dream and what I will do is that we will become a blessed family that resembles Heavenly Parent's love. So when Heavenly Parent looks at us, He can be like, oh, that's why I created them. Like, oh, that was my dream, like this. Yes, so that's my first goal. And the second goal is to pass on this true love to our future family, to our children. So when I was talking with Wonsak about the future, we both agreed on this, like, when our children look at us, we wish that they can really say, oh, mom really loves dad, dad really loves mom, and I want to have what they have. I want to, yeah, I want to get blessed. I want to be happy like this. So that's, yeah, that's the second goal that we have. It's exciting, and yeah. and then third one is we want to become a blessed family that represents true parents' love in front of the world, and that also is able to serve other blessed families through our blessing. So yeah, I think one thing is kind of my dream is that I hope I can give hope to other people through our couple, through our example, I hope. And then also, just as Chungbom is Chungbom, you know, yeah. Just as Chungbom, I feel really passionate about couple counseling and about making marriages better, even though I've just started mine. But yeah, but I see a deep value in that, and yeah, also that for our couple, I hope that more in the future, more professionally, I can focus on making the blessing marriages and other marriages better. Yeah, so that's my dream for our couple, and thank you everyone so much.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for your beautiful testimony. Yeah, thank you for your real sharing with us as well. Yeah, it's really a journey with God, huh? The preparation up until the blessing. So God's preparing us for that, to become like Him in that future family. All right, so let's now welcome up Koji Miraoka, who just received the blessing.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Koji, and yes, so Anna gave a beautiful testimony. Thank you so much. Yes, so like Anna, I recently participated in this year's Marriage and Blessing, so I want to give a short testimony. So let us start with True Parents' words. True Parents said, "The blessing is just not for people, nor is it just for heaven and earth. God bestowed the blessing by investing everything from the foundation of His eternal heart. If that blessing had been realized exactly as He planned, the glory of victory would have been filled heaven and earth. Amid such a world, God have rejoiced in the families of people who embodied Him and fully inherited His heart. Upon establishment of that family-level foundation, humanity would have accepted the holy enterprise of heaven as its own holy enterprise, and people would have built the eternal and infinite blessed land of happiness. This was God's ideal and desire." Okay, Jew. So, yes, so start off with words. So just introduce my wife. So I haven't really formally introduced my wife, but I'll introduce her now. So I got blessed this amazing, beautiful daughter of God, my wife. Ramika Shinohara, she's 32 years old. She's from Koji, Japan. Recently, I found out that her skills are making matcha and doing Japanese tea ceremonies. So I think she's definitely the matcha maker more than me. So I'm really excited about that. And the things about her is why I love things I love about her. I love her laughs. She really laughs at all my jokes, his smile, and her faith. So, yes. So, yes, I wanted to today, I know some of you already heard my journey. Yes, my journey and testimony. And if I go too long, I think I can make a whole Korean drama. But today is not the day. Today is not Netflix day. It'll be another day to be able to do that. So I just wanted to share my journey quickly, but also my experience of like this whole blessing experience. So, so today I just want to talk about the journey. So the blessing, and just as Anna said, everyone has a journey, and the journey of the blessing. So my journey is my story, my story is really the journey of the tears of joy, of sadness for these 10 years, the feeling of a lot of prayer and reflection with Heavenly Parents, and also a test of faith in a time of waiting. So for me, so this is my matching ceremony. Yes, commitment ceremony. And our yes, that's gift giving, and then also with family. So yeah, it's just so much 10 years of so much of sadness and hardships, and really a lot of learning as myself. I remember, I really wanted to experience the blessing not because of this marriage, but of really understanding what God's dream is, right? Like in the God's reading of like if we as families come together and create that holy marriage blessing, like what was supposed to meant to be, that joy, right? Of not division, but unity within couples and unity within families, and all of us really on one family under God. That's something that I really wanted to do and inspire and really be that inspiration. But coming here was not easy, and to be able to go through this process. So on May 2nd, I received the whole blessing. So a lot of family, and I met Pastor Robert there, and then Jeremy was there, first person to see, and then Hivanja was there. Yes. Oh, Hivanja. Yes. Pastor Hivanja. I feel it's so funny because I feel like everyone here has really impacted my story, but I think Hivanja, right? Like his name is Liberator. When I met him, he's like, come over here. Let's take a picture. And I'm like, yes, Hivanja, you are the liberator. But I liberated you from my pain and sadness from this journey. So thank you. So it's just a lot of things has been really thinking about, and this time of the blessing, holy blessing, yes. But and then just this whole experience this year, as many of you know, usually Holy Mother Han, True Mother, actually from many years, for true parents, we call Reverend Sangyang Moon and Mother Moon. They're the one that first officiated, created the holy marriage blessing to be able to, it's a blessing for couples to renew their, make their marriage into a more God-centered marriage. And this time it was a really special blessing, I felt like, because True Mother, usually Mother Moon is there to officiate. But this year, Mother Moon was not there because she is in the hospital, and she's still in detention center. But even though that was a circumstances, I felt because of those circumstances, I felt that I think our marriage and our relationship between couples have been much stronger, actually. So now, just like Anna, I wanted to first declare what the blessing means to us, and what I want to share my declaration of after what next. So just to really think about what is our promise. So our promise is to really, for us to become centered as heavenly parent and true parents, as we are embodiment, right? As couples, how can we be the embodiment as we have embodiment, as we getting blessed is a blessing, but also it comes with a lot of responsibility. And I want to be able to take responsibility to really move forward, to be able to for us to become a couple that embodies of heavenly parents. And then our next, I promise to be a couple. We promise to be a couple that is embodiment of heavenly parent, true parents, of love, and pass it to others, inspire the public and the world. One of the things I've really loved is just many people ask, what's really different about this movement, right? There's one thing is that we really focus on the family of the couples, and that when you have peace in the family and couples, then you're able to change the world and bring peace. And I think that we both really want to create a culture of really inspiring the world, and able to pass that, right, generations to generations down to many people. For me and Ramika to become a family where I pass down true love and faith to the next generation. I think that's something that I really wanted to talk about, really showing how much I really, the values of true parents and the world, and helping my brothers and sisters, whoever, there's many people who are not blessed, or many are in the process, and it was really challenging for me, but I want to be able to really help other people and able to inspire them. And and bring those same values that my parents, the first generation, older members, and like gave so much wisdom to me, that I want to pass it down. Yes. And then finally, to to become my promise is last one is to be overcome by many obstacles and persevere together. Also have a lot of laughs and respect and forgiveness. I think that's really important. A lot of times I felt that I live in this time of the wilderness, right? We live in a time where we have to suffer, or we have to move forward, or we have to do things. But I think, as Mother said, Holy Mother Han said, that this is the time, past the wilderness, and for us to really, she already established Chanangak on earth, Kingdom of Heaven on earth. So, I really want to be able to, no matter, as a couple, right? I want to, not just a couple that gets married and have love and have kids, but also just always remember our why and our identity of, I want to be able to, just having that, no matter what challenges we go through, each and one of us, that we can able to keep striving and never forget that God is always with us. So that's one thing that I always wanted to do. So that's my promise. So actually, so my second part is I want to read and digest of kind of like my experience with the letter, right? This is a letter to True Mother and Heavenly Parent, but also Heavenly Parent, True Mother. Like I said, True Mother was not there at our blessing ceremony, but I think I wanted to give my offering, right? And I wanted to really read this letter to True Mother as a way to be grateful and gratitude, but also just explaining my journey. So is that okay to read? Okay. Dear True Mother, 참모모님, 감사합니다, 사랑합니다. Thank you so much for these 30 years I've been able to walk on this earth with you, Heavenly Parent. True Mother, on May 2nd, 2026, I was able to receive the holy blessing, and I'm deeply grateful to Heavenly Parent and True Parents for always guiding my life. For 30 years, True Mother, I've walked on this earth, so-called people call me as second generation. Throughout my life, I received so much love and embrace from True Parents. However, there are so many challenges in my life. There are times where I wanted to give up. There's so many times I asked Heavenly Parent, True Parents, asking why I was born on this earth. I even questioned my life of, if I have so many hardships, why should I live? Is God punishing me? And I always wondered if my family and if I did something wrong. There are times where I felt life was pointless. And even through these past years of going through this matching process, I'm finding the one and finding that the person that God prepared for me was filled with rejection, heartbreak. But somehow I always found myself returning to you, True Mother, where I can feel your comfort and love. I know that True Mother and Heavenly Parent, despite me facing challenges in life, I want to continue forward. I know that you, True Parents, God, you have shed so many tears on this earth more than anyone to really comfort God's heart. And True Mother, because of your embrace and love, I was able to receive the holy wedding blessing with my beautiful wife, Ramika. True Mother, days before the blessing, my heart was deeply hurting as you had to go through the detention center. Ramika and I consistently thought about your heart every day, even worrying that we would not be able to see you at the 2026 blessing. However, True Mother, even though you have experienced so many challenges of suffering this year, through so much sacrifice for us, our faith has become stronger than ever. Our matching and blessing journey has become so much stronger because even as we really truly want to become the embodiment of Heavenly Parent, True Parents' love for the world. At the blessing ceremony, at the final 5 minutes, when I heard your recorded voice during the final prayer, I could not stop crying. Chamomonim, I miss you so much. I want to see you again. But during that time, when I heard your voice on that stage, I remember all the times that I met you in person, all the times I see you in your dream. True Mother, I will never forget the dream I had in 2024 when I was struggling through the marriage blessing and finding somebody with my life. You came and embraced in my dream and told me, my son, you're doing a great job. Jaraso, thank you for coming so far. Thank you so much, my son, for not giving up on me and believing in me, that everything's going to be okay. But during that time, at my lowest time, you came into my dream. And now as a blessed person, I'm eternally grateful for your love and embrace that will never forget you. And even though this is a time of my marriage and blessing, this is just the beginning. I feel reborn. Mother, I feel like a cocoon transforming into a monarch butterfly of really let going my past and becoming a new person. Mother, I promise that even though there are many challenges in life, even many generations and young people standing here challenge their life, one thing that we will never forget, I will never forget, is our identity. That we are really chosen people to be able to stand, to become true couple and true family, true people. I promise that Ramik and I will strive to become a true son of a couple to our family parents. We want to witness the world by bringing peace and we're practicing true love. True Mother, I know that life was not easy, but I'm confident that we as a couple will overcome many things and never forget the blessings and unconditional love you have given to us. I hope that when you return, that all the couples together of the 2026 blessing can come to see you again and show you, even though we call this the detention center blessing, that even though we call that our love, we want to show that our love for you, even though you weren't there, we knew you weren't going to be there, it's unchanging, unwavering, and unconditional. Thank you, God, Heavenly Parents. Thank you, true parents, for teaching me, and also with my parents. Thank you so much. I will never trade my family and anyone, my family, for anything else in the world. Thank you so much for my parents that's standing here to give me so much love and not giving up on me's journey. Thank you, true parents, for never leaving my side. Thank you, Chamomonim. I will never stop my devotion and prayers your liberation, that one day I can see you for Cheongguk, for the victory of 2027, and really never forget this time and legacy. Finally, True Mother, even though I'm just a person, with just a small person with no position, just someone that wants to give devotion, somebody with so many mistakes, somebody for me to not being perfect, somebody that asks myself, do I really deserve happiness? But True Mother, even though I have these thoughts, it is my time to move forward with God's providence. Even though even though I lack so much, I will always love you, continuing devotion for you, strive to the next generation as I give you generation. Just as I gave you flowers 20 years ago when I was a child, seeing your smile, I want to see that smile again. And I thank you so much for your devotion and love that you always give me. 감사합니다. 사랑합니다. 참어머니, 참부모님. I love you. Thank you. Okay, so to end these words, yes, I want to give you some words of mine that I want to give is, so 3,940 days is, in that picture, is all the days that I reflected to be able to receive the blessing now. And so many processes, so many, and just these are the things, right? And knowing that my words is, take it from me, rejection is rejection. And that Heavenly Parent will open a new door leading to you to find the person that meant with you and place you where you are meant to be. So, I know that, it's just so interesting, like how much devotion, how much, it took 10 years, for me to be able to find somebody. And I don't want I don't want anyone to go through 10 years. No, don't go through 10 years. That was just my journey, but I'm pretty that don't go, but just to know that, to end, I really hope that whatever your journey's on, right? Whatever your journey is on. I know many young people, you're on mission, and it's like, when is my turn? When is my Am I ready? But honestly, it's okay. God and Heavenly Parents always with you. Focus, honestly, like focus on your faith first. Really, when you look in the mirror, say, love yourself. Be that person that you want to become for your spouse. God is always with you. So a lot of young people here, don't forget who your identity with. Being able to, just don't give up. Arachi? Arachi? And also the young people my back people there. I know today, I just want to let you know, whatever you are in the journey, like I said, please, use this as an example, right? That if I can get blessed and married, you can. I don't know when it's going to be, but, and you might be like, oh, I don't know, Koji, I don't know, and, faith, but just to know that, please do not give up. You never know. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week. Just don't give up. Just to know that these days, these 3,940 days, is a true testament that if I can do it, you can do it. So please do not give up. So thank you.
Thank you, Koji. Let's give Koji and Anna one more round of applause. Beautiful. Yes. Turn into an inspirational speech at the end there. Yes, thank you, Koji. I think that's a message for everybody in our lives of faith in general. Yes, hallelujah. Let's give God some praise. Let's give Heavenly Parents some praise for guiding them and for guiding us. It's really a reminder for all of us of the journeys that we've been on as well. So I hope that you could all gain something from it. So I'd like you to share whatever came up for you together with 2 or 3 people next to you, just for 3 minutes. Share what came up for you during these testimonies.